Welcome everyone to our practice today. We are going to start in a cross-legged seated position. So whatever works for you, find your way to the ground and start to settle into our practice today. See if you're able to bring one ankle in front of the other. So you have one foot right in front of the other. And if this position feels a bit tight for your hips, you can use a prop, a blanket, or a yoga block under your hips, and that will just provide you some extra space and some extra support. So as we begin our practice today, let's make sure that this intro is comfortable for you. So rest the hands on the knees, and we'll lift the heart. We'll drop the shoulders, relax them. Start to breathe in and out the nose. And start to become aware of any tension in your body. And if you can, with the help of your breath, use your inhale to find that space and use your exhale to release and let it go. So keeping the spine nice and long, nice and lifted. Maybe you close the eyes. We arrive for our practice today with a sense of awareness of our breath, of how we're feeling right now, checking in with our body without attaching to any thoughts, anything that's maybe a distraction. And just coming back to a slow and steady breath. Let's place one hand on our belly, one hand on our chest. And as you breathe in, notice the hand on your belly start to expand. And as you slowly exhale, feeling your chest fall. And again, just breathing into your lower hand. And release and let it go. Let's bring the palms together, bringing the hands to an Anjali Mudra. Press the fingertips together, press the palms together. And we'll bow the chin to the chest, giving ourselves just a moment here to be thankful for this time with ourselves and for where we are. Just appreciating this lovely body of ours and this lovely life. Let's keep the hands pressing together and just start to lift the palms towards the sky. Big breath in. And then we'll interlace the fingers so the palms are pointing out, and we'll bend to the left. Keep grounding into your right hip. Just gentle bend to the left. Inhale back to center. Gentle bend to the right. Inhale back to center. Palms will touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's cross the right arm over the chest. Use your left hand on the elbow. You can bring your left hand to your right wrist. Just give your right arm a little squeeze. I invite you to explore where you gaze. So you can gaze forward, you can gaze over to the right. We always want to use each moment in our practice to just be compassionate with our body. Take a nice inhale. And exhale, we'll come back to center. Bringing the hands back to the chest, hands to heart. And we'll switch sides. Left arm comes across. Use your right hand to just gently bring your left arm a little closer to the chest. See if you can bring that left shoulder down so the neck stays nice and long. Again, maybe you gaze over to the left. Take a nice breath in through the nose. And exhale, we'll meet back in center, hands to heart. Very good. Go ahead, place your left fingertips on the ground. We'll bring our right hand to the outside edge of our left, or our head. So on your left ear, place your right hand, and we'll just bend the head over to the right. So using your left hand to just gently guide your right ear down. That was a lot. But just go ahead and find that stretch in your neck. The more you kind of extend your left hand away, the more you'll kind of increase that sensation. Again, just stay somewhere that's comfortable. And then we'll release right fingertips to the ground, and we'll switch sides. So bring your left hand towards your right ear, towards the top of your head, and then gently lower your left ear down. Just finding what feels good. Maybe you can come up onto the fingertips, or maybe you can reach them a little farther away. Very good. Come back to center with both fingertips reaching away. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. And exhale again, hands to heart. Very good. We'll go ahead, we'll come into Baddha Konasana, butterfly stretch, bringing the bottoms of the feet together. And again, if this stretch is very intense for the hips, adjust so you can place a prop under the hips. But however this pose looks for you, just honor that. And we're going to give ourselves a nice foot massage. So using your thumbs, just start to press into the arches of the feet. There is no wrong way of doing this. Just explore with the way that you massage your feet. I like to slide the thumb from the base of the foot all the way to the top. Just give your feet some love and some attention. Very good. And from here, we'll start to lift the heart up towards the ceiling a little bit taller. And then exhale, we'll start to walk the fingertips forwards. So coming into a bit of a forward fold, finding your edge. And notice if you are collapsing into the low belly or if you're over rounding in the upper body. And see if you can keep that length in the spine. Sometimes by lifting the chin up, if it's comfortable still, I always think that helps a little bit with creating the length that I need. And if you can, walk the hands a little bit farther and bring the chin to the chest as you hollow through the upper body. Very good. And we'll go ahead, we'll walk the hands back. We'll use our hands to close our knees together. And we'll come into a reverse tabletop. So just step the feet away a little bit. Place your fingertips behind you so they're right under the shoulders. Keep the fingertips so they're pointing towards the toes. Open the fingertips so they're as wide as possible, like you're clawing into your yoga mat. And when you're ready, with the feet hip-width apart, with the hands underneath your shoulders, we'll start to press into the toes and start to lift the hips up as high as you can, squeezing into the glutes, bringing the chest closer to the chin. Hold here as you breathe in through the nose, stretching into the shoulders, and exhale, slowly lower back down with control. Just tap the hips, and again, press into the toes. Inhale, lift the hips up. Squeeze into the glutes. Think of squeezing your inner thighs together. And exhale, lower down. We'll come back up one more time. Inhale, reverse tabletop. And hold here. Find that strength in your body. And exhale, we'll actually start to bend into the knees, shift our weight forward, stretch into the shoulders. Exhale, come back to center. One more time. Lean your weight forward so the knees come over the ankles, stretch into the front shoulders. And exhale, back to tabletop and back down towards the ground. Very good. Go ahead, cross the ankles. We'll come into a regular tabletop. Hands in front of you, stepping the knees back. And we'll stretch the wrist. So we'll flip the left hand down so the fingertips are pointing towards your knee. We'll close the hands together like you are squeezing a tennis ball. And then release. And then squeeze again your fingertips together. And release. And switch sides. Flip your right hand down. And then squeeze your right fingertips together like you're making a fist. Open the right palm. Close the right hand. And again, open back to tabletop. Very good. We'll go ahead, we'll curl the toes. We'll come into an active child's pose. So send the hips back towards the heels. Reach the fingertips away and melt your forehead to the ground. Stretching into the toes. And again, connecting ourselves with our breath, with our movements, with our body. Breathe in through the nose, into the belly, into the throat. And then releasing with a soft exhale. Very good. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So relax the elbows down towards the ground and then step the feet back so the hips lower. We come into a bit of a back bend. So adjust your elbows so that they are right underneath your shoulders with the toes pointed. Let's think of keeping the neck long. So press the elbows down into the ground. Think of lifting the chin up. Inhale, maybe the gaze looks up also. Think of pressing the hips into the ground, pressing the fingertips and the feet into the ground. And exhale, we'll bring the chin to the chest. One more time, inhale, lift the chin up towards the sky. Maybe the gaze follows. And exhale, chin to chest. Very good. Go ahead, slide the hands behind you. We'll come into a bit of a Superman position. So we're going to lift the feet up, lift the chest up, just as if you were flying or you were floating. We'll just hold here, engaging into the back body. Take a nice breath in through the nose, point through the toes, squeeze the legs. And exhale, relax the hands by your ribs, curl the toes. Inhale, we'll come into Cobra. Maybe you come into Upward Dog, you can lift the knees up. Exhale, come back to your active child's pose. Resting the hips towards the heels, fingertips reaching away, forehead on the ground. Soften your breath. Slowly. And we'll come back to a tabletop. Making sure that the index fingers are pointing forwards. We'll come into a bit of a hover. So when you're ready, we'll lift the knees off the ground. 3, 2, 1. Using your core, pressing your fingertips down into the earth, engaging into the feet, using your core, finding that strength, knowing that that's within you, and release the knees down. Point into the toes, come into child's pose, fingertips reach away. Come into a rock position, slide the hands down towards the feet. You can stay here. Finding and releasing, noticing and letting go. Start to roll your forehead left and right. Kind of like you're erasing any thoughts from your head space. Just giving your forehead a little massage. And we'll come back to a tabletop. Very good. Actually cross the ankles. We'll come back to our seated position. We'll get ready for the end of our practice. Short and sweet practice today. So ankle in front of ankle, or ankle underneath the knees, whatever works for you. Rest the hands on the knees, lift the heart up. And notice how you feel now. Move your body in any way that feels good for you, so you can find a nice alignment right now in this easy pose. And we'll bring the palms together. We'll bring our thumb to our third eye. Together we'll take our final inhale of our practice today. Thank you for being here and for flowing with me, for taking the time to listen to yourself, to honoring your body. Together we'll take our final inhale through the nose, deepest one so far, all the way into the belly. And we'll release and exhale, letting it go, easing back into our day.